Welcome to another stream. This time we are playing with IceMatrix versus Squid. We are joining this match, me as your host, and with Aran and Scientific, who are here co-hosting. Please say hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Old World. Excited to be here.
Yeah,
Perfect.
me too.
From my understanding, IceMatrix, this was his map pick. I do not know whose nations. Um, all right, his name is Cliff, apparently. Um, well, he went by Squiddly, so we're gonna keep. Actually, we're gonna switch it to Cliff. Okay, let me
Yeah,
just
let's go by the in-game name.
go by the in-game. Updating the name of the channel. Okay, there we go. Apologize for the dog barking. He is enjoying the closet apparently right now. Right now, I am unsure whose pick order it is.
So let's see if they make a choice here, what nation to play.
I guess our messages don't go through in the game.
They don't.
They do not. Okay.
Seems like it's not a balanced start, looking at the options, but they still got both ore and horses
Balance
in
start
the...
is disabled. It should be mirrored though. Is it mirrored? Yes, it is mirrored.
Yes.
The balance start is not part of the game rules. The timer is up and working. Um, I do not want to message them since they are a little bit too busy. We got the start with oh wow. Wow, these are really awesome cities right now.
There are a lot of elephants around the starting location.
And an ore. And a
Yeah,
silver.
but not much food resources.
We got our first pick, which is Assyria from IceMatrix.
All right.
He started with a schemer who is witty. An interesting choice. And he started as the age of 18. That means that he begins with 20 science, which is not bad. It's actually pretty good. And his first opener will be a farm.
Interesting to go for Assyrian hunters. I guess the sheep will take some time before they get developed, but you will have the
Well, it's more about the camps rather than the pastures for their
yeah.
bonus.
I guess the option would be Persia. Could go Persian hunters,
That is true.
but they don't have any champion family, so maybe that's a factor that could affect the choice here.
But she has that is correct. He does have a champions, hunters, I believe patrons, and he has clerics option. He went with the hunters first, probably for all the camp production. Still hasn't picked science yet for him to start with. Right now it's Cliff's turn, Go take a look at him. He went with Greece. Started with the champions. Still haven't picked a science. Also opened up with a farm next to the horses. Started with a scholar and bold. I'm not sure they allowed customized. They put allow customized? I
Mm.
I don't see customized
Yeah,
nations.
probably not.
Oh, and the
No.
prosperity is sufficient. I think they have their own prosperity too.
No, no, I think it's right.
Is it modest? I thought it was modest.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's true.
Um,
But I guess if they agreed upon that.
yes, they
As
did.
long as they're fine with any setting changes, they're allowed to change settings. So it's possible that they could have agreed to different settings.
So IceMatrix began researching stone cutting.
We probably should tell them to switch to simultaneous, but it's their game. We'll go with whatever they decide to go. He opened with stone cutting as his first science. He's already pushing with his slinger forward towards the barbarians. This is a giant map. This match will take a long time, probably 2-3 parts of it.
I
He's
wonder, this second site, you have these camp pieces nearby, but I guess you would probably want to go a different family. Maybe the game north of the Baron camp would be used for a city in the Numidian spot instead.
all right. It's Greece's turn right here. Let's take a look at what he's doing. He put his scholar as a general. He started with divination. He's building a settler. We are back to Assyria here. We can already see that the music changes between Greece and Assyria, and it's driving me insane. He went with a
It's pretty
family
cool.
marriage. Used his civics for a family marriage, pushing forward with his scout. All right, he ended his turn with one more order left on him for that extra gold. A scholar general. I am so curious about that move. Especially since he has the champions, he should be able to have more generals to be able to do a lot more things.
He has an hero oligarch, but I think the scholar it doesn't really do that much in the champion seat right now, and with the bold trait you do a bit more damage also. You get a bit more XP faster as a general usually.
Will he be getting more science though? He would be getting 2 science. No, that is incorrect. I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much science. The base rate for his capital Pella is just 1 per turn, so until he founds a Sage's seat, it doesn't make that much sense, unless you want extra growth from a leader as governor. He has though an intelligent builder that he could use as a governor. Could be interesting.
Yes, that intelligent builder will give him that 2 extra science um, on his Greece. He has 16 science versus the 20 from IceMatrix.
That's the schemer difference. Also see IceMatrix going for the harvest on the olives. A good move. Like those olives.
Second upgrade will be for the ores for Cliff. And he cleared the city site already. warrior and militia. We are back area now. These rounds are gonna go really heavy, or really fast. A spawn from the barbarians already, so it's gonna take him. It's gonna delay him a little bit. Um, Pushing wise, he is moving his settler that just spawned towards the side he just cleared.
Luckily, it's Marauder, so it will go quite fast against Tactician General.
With a river too between them, so that will be only 1 damage per attack, and he's dealing 8 damage per hit. It will take him around 3 turns unless he gets a crit, which is a chance for it.
Yeah, but with the counterattack from the Tactician, I think it will only take 2 turns.
Here is something unique that IceMatrix did, although he is a schemer. With 5 science and knowing the Assyria buff of getting focus for free, he still went his oligarch as the general tactician. So it's a very interesting move. So now whenever that tactician attacks, he's eating damage back for his attack. So he should be able to clear it in 2 turns actually rather than 3.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a difference there in how they are utilizing their leaders with IceMatrix, prioritizing the growth as a governor, and Cliff going for the more fighting approach as a general. Get that extra mobility as a leader, as a general.
You are in the chat. If you are watching right now, please make sure to say hi in the chat just so we know you are here.
I must admit, with Iron in the capital, I am a little bit surprised that Assyria didn't also go for champions. I do understand that there's a good elephant layout here, so they're probably thinking the orders, but that would help their clearing potential as
Yeah.
well as their output. You have
Uh,
camps further up in this river area, and that would have been a good spot for a hunter's place because you'd get that extra growth and that extra order.
That's true. One benefit though of waiting with founding the champions is that you have them closer to where the action will be. So over the game, you might save orders, moving your troops from the seat to the action.
just a quick.
Also, a benefit though of hunters in the capital is now if he happens to go for that free ballista off of composite, it will come in with sentinel. So that's actually a great reason to have hunters in the capital.
Yeah, so it's more of a long-term decision to have this order of the families.
Quick update. So way the game setting started, Cliff chose the nation pick order. He wanted to go for second, and he went Greece as the second choice. So the map pick was actually by IceMatrix.
All right.
Interestingly enough, Assyria, Greece rather, cleared their tribal site first, but Assyria has settled their second city first. So that's an interesting shift in momentum there.
He rush? Yes, he rushed. He has no training left.
And he started on a slinger, so that will make up for that lost momentum for going the starting steadfast unit. Taking a look at the available wonders for the game, we have some of the favorites with the pyramids on the weak level, the museum on strong, and I think it's your favorite, Scientific, with the Colosseum on legendary.
Colosseum
I mean,
is gonna
it's
be
definitely
awesome.
it's if you can get it, it's definitely a fun thing to get. In these dual, although this match might be this map rather might be large enough that you can do that timing, but it's risky in these smaller settings because you really need at least about 50 to 60 turns, even if you're going super fast to get a Coliseum rush. So it'd be interesting to see if someone tries to pull it off, but I'm guessing with a Hunters and Champions capital, we're probably not looking at a culture rush where someone's going to have a Coliseum in the first 60 or 70 turns. But you never know.
You never know. Looking at other available city sites, there are a few possible patrons city sites with a few precious resources, but I can't see them going that far for one of those. It will even then be delayed a bit too much, I think.
Just a quick update. IceMatrix went for 2 farms and a quarry in the middle of nowhere. As his upgrades, he also upgraded his slinger and added a Highlander. They can be stronger on the hills. Right now we are back to Cliff's turn. He picked Free
So
Settler.
So I'm actually going to take a second to talk about this, and I'm going to go on this rant more than once throughout the tournament. I'm sure, especially as we have newer players, or at least new to multiplayer, and people who might be watching. This quarry right here in the middle of nowhere in Assyria for IceMatrix is just, in my opinion, a spot on play. One of the pitfalls people can fall into sometimes is waiting too long to try and get the correct adjacency to build an improvement for a key resource. And when you need something such as stone income, it's honestly better to just put out one, two, three, a couple of quarries, even in the middle of nowhere, to just get that stone income coming online as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and the
So
location
kudos to
he
him.
shows, it's towards the mountain. So eventually, if his borders expand, it will still get some adjacency bonuses from other more efficient quarries later on.
Right?
Yeah, so that's something we're going to want to watch out for on the Greek side to see how long it takes him to start putting out quarries. Because if he's going to delay himself for mountains, we're going to see um, a good bit of momentum in terms of urban development probably happen on IceMatrix's side, just because he's already right now before turn 10 thinking about his stone income, and that's a pretty big deal.
It all adds up over the course of the game.
He went for a
With an
harvest on elephant and the game or the deer. Go ahead, continue, Aaron.
Yeah, I was just looking at second city site here for Cliff with the Greeks. The artisan family with the starting worker you get from founding their seat is a nice early boost to the economy.
Beck, to answer your question and to go over it real quick. So they are going for Coastal Rain Basin with tiny map size. Aspect ratio as square. All right. Is opting to go for 2 farms. 1 farm in his second city, moving his warrior and militia towards those vandals campsite, who he declared war on. Back to
Also,
Assyria.
with respect to the map size, I might be off by one or two, but my current count of city sites for this map is 29. But the thing is I don't think that means you're going to see them all come into play. I imagine they'll come expand towards each other through these mountain passes. And this northern valley up here with all the Scythians and whatnot probably won't become a huge play factor, but you never know.
We also have another point of divergence here with Cliff moving towards the middle of the map, as you said, with the Vandals site in sight, and then IceMatrix with Assyria moving south toward the coasts and taking on that Barbarians city site.
Right, moving
That's
his
always one
scout
of my favorite
deeper.
things to pay attention to in a game is the deviations of which direction, however slightly each player goes, because it can really reshape the map. What stuff that you can find through scouting that your opponent might miss by the tune of 10 or even 20 turns. It can really make a difference.
Definitely agreed. Alright, we're back to Assyria here. No events for Assyria 2. Greece just did a move and have no events. He's going for the camp on the elephants. Works perfectly with his nation, or I'm sorry, with the family of the hunters. I will give him one order for free.
Yeah.
Not a small
And
amount though.
an extra food also from the deer.
It's true.
One small interesting thing is that looking at the spouses, the difference is making itself shown here with Cliff actually taking the science rate lead with a schemer wife, but it comes at the cost of some training and civics, as she's both bitter and has that starting negative courage as a schemer.
For Assyria, he's opting for a worker on his second city. The first thing he put was actually the first thing he built was a slinger, which gives him the steadfast, 25% more strength against tribal units, and he put a commander on it. Commander has Highlander already, and 2 courage, 2 discipline. That's gonna do a lot of damage. That's not gonna be an easy thing to deal with for these barbarians. We are back to Cliff here. He's pushing his second settler into the city. He's not rushing it. Building Shrine of Poseidon in his second city. And he got a second warrior out. He's clearing one of the first Vandal mobs or Vandal barbarians. Attacked it first with his swordman, but he ran out of orders now. He will not be able to clear it this turn unless he some training.
Yeah, and that's the free settler from his research moving south now to the free city site. And he goes for another warrior in the capital.
That's one of the powerful advantages of Greece is they have access to that early settler, especially when you have someone like a scholar where you can cycle to it early if you need to. But it looks like because of build queue choices here, that at least in terms of city founding momentum, Assyria is not going to be that far behind, which is pretty good.
Yeah, he has his second settler out in 2 turns. Let's see what he goes for after that.
He finished iron working. Now he's going for a second science. He's pushing towards barbarians to the south with his slinger and militia. Still has 6 more moves to make in here. Curious on what he's gonna do.
And now he's also improving that elephants in the capital, improving his order economy.
He moved the scout a little bit deeper. 3 more moves. He did harvest these olives. Just gonna keep compounding towards one of his cities being developing. I wish one of them would turn on the replay. I wish the host would turn on the replay in the game. Turns on, I believe we can see happened back. He moved his scout 2 more moves. Harvested these gems. We are now back to green. Time moves, and he gets the mysterious sword event.
Oh wow. I wonder what he'll do with that. Can make a big difference in the early fighting.
And he got a promotion or an event, the battlefield promotion. He decided
Pretty
to
fantastic
get
that his
Triumph, 2 training in Regaon. And for gold,
pretty useful that his ruler is already a general, so that ended up working out very well for that mysterious sword event. He doesn't have to consider the fact that he might have wasted 100 civics by already putting him as a governor, so that's really, really nice.
Of course, as a scholar, he's very wise and probably foresaw this 10 turns ago.
Yeah.
And he did acquire the mysterious sword for the gold. And he finished trapping. I'm sorry, he didn't finish trapping. He got trapping for free for settling his second city, Ephesus.
Right, the Sage's seat. That's a bit unlucky. Not that labor force pop we saw yesterday.
Sadly for him, not the case, but still a free technology is a free technology. We're back to IceMatrix on Assyria. See what he ends up doing. Clears up that camp. Finally, his
Nice.
second slinger gets to move forward.
He got 50 food from clearing that site. I think that was the perfect resource to get. They might actually meet each other quite soon. The scouts are getting close to each other.
Yes, they are.
All right, so no patrons for the Greeks. Probably will take quite some time then to see some of the higher culture levels in any city.
I don't like patrons. I think they are the least or the weakest family in the game, in my opinion. But I'm hoping someone else proves me wrong.
Well,
Yeah,
one
I
of the
think,
main strengths of patrons is that you get really rapid development, basically, because as you ramp up in culture levels, it gives you access to the better buildings quickly, better specialists quickly, and in the seat in particular, since you get that happiness boost, it essentially amounts to a science boost in the main capital. So it can be a very, very powerful science family, and for the aforementioned culture rush to get certain wonders, um, they're one of the best.
He's moving his swordman, or moving his warrior, sorry, forward.
yeah.
Not swordman, we're not there yet.
Looking at the ambitions, they both have the 5 workers ambition, and now Cliff, as the Greeks, also got the controlling 4 shrines ambition, which, since he already finished divination, shouldn't be too difficult to achieve in a timely manner.
He got, IceMatrix got, or Assyria got 110 stone for a favor from one of his oligarchs. He rushed his settler forward to be able to settle faster.
I'm really hoping to see he decides to do a second hunter's city here. And delay that third family. This is just such a good hunter spot. So we'll see. We'll see if he goes for it.
Yeah, I think with two elephants and the game, looks a
And
bit
a
too
Yeah,
juicy to pass
third
up.
elephant in the future.
yeah, it would be a real shame to see him not take hunters here and then just take his time deciding what the third family should be. Well, yeah, what the third family should be.
Right, he's still taking his time. He's still thinking about it. And he goes for clerics.
Ah,
All
bummer.
right.
The
Well,
move
with the clerics, he will be able to use those sand tiles to the west eventually.
his queen is superstitious now, so that's negative 1.6 science for him, sadly. He has one more move. What does he do?
And the clerics will also be able to use the growth from the camp to build those disciples when religions come into play.
He does not do anything with that move. I would have healed um that slinger. He opted not to.
Are they on tight or strict? Because if he catches it in
Strict.
time, okay.
Yeah, on the street.
This is one of the
He got
things about
hit.
playing with a timer. Using your time in a most efficient manner, and also using that extension time when
His leader
suitable.
became inspiring. That's huge for him. That is one culture per level of city.
I also believe there are a few events as an inspiring general that can trigger.
The scouts are almost next to each other.
Looking at the terrain, I think this would favor infantry more than anything. With all these forests and hills, both mounted and ranged units will have a bit more difficulty navigating the central battlefield.
He opted for a worker in Pilla, or Pia, or whatever you call it, capital. We are back to IceMatrix here. He is going with a stonecutter in his capital. Be able to push forward and get 2 more tiles. He healed his unit, moving forward with his commander's slinger, who has a hill bonus and steadfast.
That is one strong tribal clearing unit.
And he declared war on
Shooting,
vandals.
already shooting for 8 damage without the commander bonus.
Um, Another update, he never got the opportunity to even choose city production. He ended up with going for 2 council in both the new city and his capital. Alright, he moved his scout towards the trees. They still haven't met each other, because neither of those scouts were actually visible to each other. But he is researching drama, so soon we're gonna get that music back up. Looking quickly at his technology, he already has military drill, so we might be seeing some barracks up and running soonish. He has the stone for it. He also has the stone and the gold to be able to build a wonder. So we might see one of those pop up soon. Switch to a settler in his second city and delayed the worker.
Also see that he assigned that intelligent builder as a governor in his capital. I don't remember when it was, but it's there now.
Alright, we are back to Cliff here. Moving forward his swordmen and backing up his militia skill.
I guess the battlefield actually might move more towards the south here with the central city site of the Vandals on the Thessalian plain, where mounted units actually could be really good.
And he cleared that real quick. And he got 2 orders for it. It's such a strong ability. Every time you kill something, you get 2 orders. You have a route ready up and coming. You are just able to do whatever you want.
He also has a choice now with his heir to choose which direction.
And he chose a
Philosophy
philosophy
student.
student.
And I believe that does not giving the opportunity for her to become another schemer. So we will have a different archetype probably for the next Assyrian leader.
He has 3 kids already. He ended the turn with 1 more order left on him. He has a worker coming up in Erbil. Second city on the champions, but we are back to Cliff. He got 2 events. A land dispute event with families being unhappy. And he paid the money for his wife to be a cultivator, so she can get more from farms and groves.
One thing I just noticed now with his wife, when his leader became inspiring, that actually damaged his opinion from the wife, since they are now different. She is bitter and does not like him being inspiring.
Yes, that's unlucky.
I'm gonna say it again, but kudos to Cliff here. He's got an arid quarry coming online, not waiting around to hit mountains. He's just getting started. So good on him too. Arid is also a really good spot for quarries because you get a 20% bonus to stone income when you have a quarry on an arid tile.
We don't have the opportunity to wait anymore. It's gonna take forever to get that city next to the mountains. He's better off just making one anywhere at this point.
But he's getting closer. He's building a shrine of Zeus in the Greek capital, so he's getting closer to those mountains.
We are back to IceMatrix, who started with barracks already in his champion seat.
All right.
With drama finally popping up in 1 turn, in 1 year. Oh, thank God. He upgraded his unit. He went with guard for more defense. Level 1. That's gonna be a little bit of an unkillable slinger. A little bit. 7 more moves that he has. He also got the event to make his wife a cultivator. And let's handle moving. He's harvesting those gems. Going forward, seeing what's going on. He's getting really close to see where Greece is.
Yeah, it's interesting. They seem to have missed each other in the woods there with their scouts. They have not actually met yet.
Another thing, I wonder what IceMatrix will do now with the barracks in the champions seat. When will he build the apprentice? What are they called?
Apprentice officer.
Officers, right? He has 2 citizens that, if he builds another barracks, could also become an officer, and that would boost also his science by not an insignificant amount.
He's moving his
Yeah, Assyria
warrior.
has good options for getting science early with that military drill. Building officers is a great way to boost science while also just really ramping up your military output. So I'm surprised to see the drama grab as well, because I feel like you don't need those poets as much, but he could be thinking about that free settler for himself also.
Let's take a quick
Yeah,
look at what Cliff just did. He moves one of his warriors from Pella towards the South Barbarians. He's moving his militia towards the Numidians. He upgraded his unit at the front to have tracker for the +3 vision and +1 reveal. Um, Not the biggest fan of it, but it is something that he did.
I wonder if the drama for Assyria is thinking about this as a longer game, since of the 2 map size choices, this is the larger one. Going for that culture, maybe looking at some of the wonders. I feel like it's not really doing so much for him in the short term, but in a long game that could add up with all the culture and science from the poets.
Sure. And also with Greece in the game, he would know that he will potentially lose any culture race um, to Greece because of their inherent boost. So he could be thinking to get drama to try and catch up on that. That way, if it does go long, Greece doesn't just have free reign of what is a sizable amount of legendary wonders in the game. We have 6 legendary wonders on the table. So not getting a piece of that pie would be pretty devastating if the game does go that long.
Yeah, I imagine if one of them gets both the Colosseum and the Heliopolis.
All right, real quick, he did rush his scout to be able to use, not rush, force march his scout, move him a little bit further to some of these orders. He did clear completely that city side to his left. He let his daughter be an artist and lost 2 disciplines for it to gain 1 charisma. That is a move. His family is very happy, so that's good for him. We're back to Cliff here. 7 orders, 7 moves. The families, the artisans became converted to Greek paganism, finished training a worker, and started with a farm, Ephesus, and is going for another worker. 6
Okay,
more
so
moves.
very focused on development and greed at the moment on the Greek side. And we have more warriors coming out on Assyria's side. And I think looks like Greece is gonna have the leg up on expansion for right now.
We're all a very even game.
They met. They finally met. He just found the first city, Erbil, from Assyria. 2 more moves for him. Knows what's happening. He knows where he is. He has a good idea of it all. He's moving his militia upward. And that's the end of his turn. We're now back to Assyria.
Interestingly,
Who has an
the
event for
Greek
land dispute. He has to make a decision between the hunters and the champions, but go ahead. Interesting for Greek.
the Greeks have met the Numidians. Assyria has not, but the Greeks are not at war with the Numidians, so it doesn't look like they took that 6 legitimacy boost that could have been offered. It's possible that they might have gotten an event that didn't offer it, but I'll be interested if they just chose to take a different option there.
All right. So we have Assyria pushing forwards towards the Vandals. They're going for the Middle Land. And this is one of 3 middle cities that are available. He is racing for it.
This will likely be the primary central spot that actually factors in this game. I would be really, depending on how long or how many sessions this one takes, I would be surprised if the northern half even becomes a factor. I also don't know how aggressive these guys are, so it also depends on aggression and how much they pressure each other, whether they would have the freedom to even keep expanding north.
Yeah. The woodlands north of this central site is difficult to do battle in. So with also these closer cities between the volcanoes, I think that would be like a funnel for troops from both sides into this central plain that will, probably see most of the action.
Alright, so Greece opted to go for a truce with the Vandals. He adopted freedom rather than slavery, even though there's
Oh.
a lot of family opinion that will come out from slavery.
So he's probably going for hyper expansion, hyper development here. That freedom pick, I love freedom early. Slavery is super enticing for the resource boost, but that freedom pick is going to shave 1 turn off of any settler he builds, and then another 1 turn off of the worker that you're going to build in that newly founded city. So you're basically getting a momentum boost of about 2 turns or more. When you're in your expansion phase by adopting freedom early enough. So that's good for Greece in particular with a combination there, because don't forget that Greek settlers are actually cheaper to build than any other nation settlers.
Alright, he went for a second quarry. He's moving his worker in his capital towards the horses. And he is building another shrine. He built the shrine of Zeus in his capital. As he is building the shrine of Hades in his capital too, for that awesome culture boost on his champion city. Alright, he's cleared another barbarian. He has 2 more moves, and he decided to move his scout 3 times this turn. Turn is over. Alright, he got an event. He's gonna lose opinion no matter what he does. He did clear one of the Vandals in the middle. Got
What do you
another
think
event.
about the early stonecutter in the Assyrian capital? The extra stone and civics from that first specialist.
And he's
Could
pushing forwards
help.
towards these mountains. Slowly but surely.
Certainly an interesting build. I am a little bit surprised that he didn't position that quarry, since he only built the one and he clearly put the special in it. I'm surprised he didn't position it in a way to grab a resource, but he could potentially be thinking about a better border boost later down the line, because I'm pretty sure now that that border popped the way it is, his border boost should be able to grab every resource in the capital's vicinity.
Yeah, it's actually kind of perfectly placed to get both horses, camels, and elephants with just
Right.
like one more step.
And he keeps harvesting the gems and the olives. He just fell back to get those extra culture. To add more to it, he did get the event Triumph, which gives him 2 training in his capital. the hunter's capital, so that's gonna shave a lot of training. Add to it the barracks that he's building around. This is perfect for him.
Yep, he already has the Iron Mine, the Triumph, and the Hunter, so he's looking at 12.8 training in his capital.
How long will it take him
Compare
to build the warrior?
and the Champion capital has 18 training, so that Triumph is going to help Assyria catch up a little bit.
Alright, a settler is out in Regaon. He's moving it towards that forward city. 6 more
All right.
moves. What is he gonna do with it? And Pilla finished building a worker. He's upgrading the elephants, which is taking him 2 turns to upgrade due to the builder in his capital, Governor Wise. Pulled back his worker to heal. And
Just
he
for
is
chat for a
opting.
second.
Go ahead.
Yep, just for chat for a second. Just to identify us voice-wise, I want to let everybody know that I am Scientific, and then we're joined by Nizar and Aran. If you want to match your voices to your names.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, hello, I'm Aaron.
And this is your host, Nizar. Scientific and Aran have been awesome today. Very good inputs from both of them on what to expect from this match, and definitely all of us have different opinions on how to approach this match. You're gonna get 3 views on what to expect from this match. Right now, in my humble opinion, this middle city right here, where IceMatrix is, I believe that's gonna be the center ground for all the wars to be popping up. Just mainly because there is no north and middle city that is close to their capitals. You would think that there would be a city there, but that's not how this mirrored map ended up being.
Overall, a very even game still, and now we see Greece going for phalanx, which will help against all the mounted tribes on this map.
Yes, 6 turns till phalanx are up and running. We are faced with 26 science versus for Greece versus 26. They're both having 26 science exactly. They are neck and neck on these.
So it is interesting here because, again, even despite the free settler and that sword of the gods situation, you know, Greece is about to settle their fourth city now, and Assyria is only 2 turns behind on another settle, which so they're keeping tempo. However, as Nizar noted, he's securing that central site. He has that mountain pass, which will be good for roading and transportation towards that central site. So I think IceMatrix is actually in a pretty good position here in terms of the tactics of the way the map is laid out so far. Because I would assume he will eventually be able to secure that northern Vandal site, and then that basically puts him even with Greece, but kind of with more overall map control.
Yeah, I think he has a long-term advantage positionally with if he can manage to settle that central Vandal city site as well. But actually, looking at the stats, one difference right now is that Greece is ahead in improvements with 10 finished improvements to Assyria's 6.
Wow, that's not a small amount. Lie about that one. Alright, he's moving his warriors forward. Both of them, I am unsure where exactly. He did settle Pergamon as champions. Is in the middle of a mountain pass. Gonna be a little bit hard to assault that city.
Greece currently has twice as many workers as Assyria does. That's also going to account for that improvement difference. Two more are on the way for Greece, while only one more is on the way for Assyria. And don't forget, because he got that extra free worker from the artisan seat. So there's definitely some momentum upscaling potential on Greece's end right now, for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see how IceMatrix economy holds up now when he is expanding a bit faster now, I believe, and also focusing a bit more on the specialists improving his science.
All right, and
Uh,
his king became gracious. That is 7 wisdom, 3 charisma, and -1 in training and courage. That's not bad for a governor. 28 science now. He just cleared the middle site. He just finished a science um, opportunity. He finally got rhetoric. He can choose between epics and exploration in this move right here.
Interesting if he will go for one of the military techs now, either the
He's,
axemen or the archers.
and he goes for the axeman. He's going for the
All right.
axeman while Greece is going for the flanks. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Greece is going to be on the lower end. I don't think, yes, I don't think they had allowed customized leaders, replying to the chat. Actually, I'm sure they don't have customized leaders. I did send them a list of how the settings should look like, but they did finish before I sent them the list. So that was something.
it's also it's entirely possible that they chose not to do custom because uh, players in any match can deviate from the tournament settings as long as they mutually agree on the change. And if it was an oversight, then I wouldn't say that's a huge deal. They still were able to pick their archetypes, and they're also both in the same situation dealing with the fact that, they get that randomized bonus trait. So, not the end of the world if they missed it.
Yes, agreed. He assigned a general, a zealot, his warrior who is pushing up to the north. He's building an Odeon in his champion seat, and he's building an Odeon in, I think that's how you say it, capital. They can catch up with the culture move. He has 5 more orders. I think he's running out of time. Is it on slow? Yes, the turn timer is on slow. They're both struggling to keep up with that time. He started the
Yeah, the first,
ambition to get 8 pastures, camps, groves, or nets.
yeah, he finished the worker ambition, first ambition complete in the game. And he's very close actually to the second one with only one shrine left to go. That is 3 years
Who
away.
he's building it already in Ephesus, in his sage's seat. So he is about to finish that. 9 more moves. He started quarries finally next to the mountains, where he pushed
So, this is a
through.
big deal. This is a big deal. We have Greece taking phalanx now, 5 turns away, and we have Assyria already teching steel 7 turns away. So that's going to be interesting to see that play out. The difference between that counter there.
In that
I feel
scenario, I'm sitting here playing this game, I'm playing this round. I see those axemen coming towards me with the spearmen. All I'm gonna scream in my head is delay, delay, delay. Wait, let him push forward, let him waste his orders, let him push, while I just build myself up for me to counter him again. That's the only thing that I can think of in that. Aaron, you were gonna say?
yeah, I'm guessing that Cliff here will be able to clear both barbarians and vandals near the volcanoes. And if he settles the champions city on the Vandal side, he has a pretty strong defensive position, which even with Axemen against Spearmen, I think it will be difficult to take. While he probably could continue to focus on improving his economy and move north, clearing more sites. I feel like he has a pretty strong defensive position, and this is set up for a strong game, looking more long term.
Yeah, this is we were discussing this in the tournament chat today. One of the ways that game length can be increased even outside of map size is choke points, and these volcano hills here by the Vanal sites. I mean, if you're well defended, it's going to be incredibly difficult to break through that for sure. Especially if either side ends up putting siege on those hills to defend themselves. You're not going to be able to get around that city site to dislodge any siege. It's going to be super difficult to break in once someone's set up.
Yeah, and I wonder if IceMatrix will try to go on the offensive now, or if he chooses to go on another path when he sees that Axeman versus Spearman difference.
I think I missed a turn on IceMatrix. I know I missed a turn on IceMatrix. So sorry,
It's all right.
viewers.
Yeah, he cleared the Vandal site now with his Rising Star Commander, and
We'll take a look at it after Cliff here finishes his turn, and
yeah.
you can update us exactly on what happened while my dog in here barks at us. The stream mascot, guys.
More
Interesting
quarries.
though that both of them have a bit of a boost here. Like, you know, obviously I think Sword of the Gods is better early on, but you have Sword of the Gods on Greece, and then you have a Rising Star on the Assyrian player, so that's pretty good.
That is true. He does have Sword of the Gods, which is just strong. He can clear these camps in no time. We are back to IceMatrix. Please update us on what IceMatrix did. He cleared the Vandals, and then what?
Yeah, I think he was healing the other slinger with the Tactician General. And I think he assigned also the Zealot on the Warrior by Erbil.
So we have a decision here for the heir. The heir can be a builder or a judge, and we'll see that they chose judge, interestingly enough. I think I would have went with builder myself, but judge is always pretty good as well.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
that
an
ties
awesome
into...
upgrade. He got Work of Art, gives him 20% more culture on his capital because his daughter is an artist. And
Right.
he can make her inspiring too.
I think that ties into the drama research with the judge.
It's the artist event because his daughter is an artist.
Yeah.
Interestingly, we do have an Odeon being nearly finished in the Assyrian capital before Greece has any Odeons in his kingdom at all. So that's an interesting little development.
And he did give his daughter inspiring. Let's take a look at his family real quick. His daughter is a judge that is inspiring and an artist. 3 charisma, 2 wisdom. That's not bad. It's actually pretty good. The only issue is his daughter has absolutely no discipline. He gets 2 for free from judge. That means his daughter just saw money and went, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, she's a much better art critic than anything else.
I'm sorry, that's funny. Alright, we're back to Cliff turn. Let's take a quick look at what he's doing. What's the Sword of God gonna do here? He finished
A
building
lot of
another
damage.
warrior in Pella and it's about to become developing. His family-wise, he only has one daughter that is a philosophy student, and because he's a scholar, he can teach her himself.
Yeah, makes up for the lack of courtiers in his kingdom.
I think with Assyria picking that judge and the emphasis now on drama, um, I would not be surprised if we try to get a law rush from him because that judge will be able to upgrade the garrisons into strongholds or citadels and also generate all of the civics he's going to need to adopt as many laws as he can to put his unique unit out. And on a smaller map like this, or at least crossing the battlefield, even though they're slow, battering rams or towers could do a lot of damage.
Looking at his tech tree, he has the scholarship beeline targeted. So that would
Interesting.
give him a lot of buildings to upgrade also on the way there.
That's interesting. That is a very greedy thing to highlight, but I'll be curious to see if he pulled that off. Composite bow is available now, and he did choose steel. We already addressed that. I probably would have went straight for composite. Everybody knows I love the ballista.
Ballista is a very strong unit. His son became exploring. His second daughter is going for politics student. Very curious to see. I see two of them going for politics back to back. It's always an interesting move for someone to go exploring with their heirs. I never used it. Only once or twice, but every time I have, it has been very disappointing to see. He's moving his scout upward next to the Scythians.
He does have the exploration tech, which usually gives you more beneficial options for exploring characters.
And they do get a lot of experience per turn just because they're exploring.
But yeah, it looks like a more defensive game plan from IceMatrix. I don't think he will go on the offensive with his axemen, but probably keep them guarding his central city site while he goes for that sweet tech.
For the starting traits, it was witty and bold. So witty for Assyria and bold for Greece.
Looking at Greece techs, he has targeted navigation, phalanx, and spoked wheel. Making use of the horses in the champion seat, maybe. He has already finished the husbandry, so might be improving those horses soon. Also in the sage's seat to get those extra orders up. He is in a bit of a vulnerable spot with only having one child. Hopefully nothing happens to her.
Hopefully no hurricane events that ended up killing your child, your only child, that you have groomed since birth to take over the throne.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
we actually don't have any settler on the way for Assyria. We will have to wait and see when he actually settles that cleared site. He's actually building a festival right now in the capital. Probably aiming to
Probably
get
because he has
more
no food.
specialists.
He has no food. He only has 28 minus 2. And his gold is
Right.
145, so unless he sells his iron, he doesn't have enough time for food. But he is using his scout to harvest food.
But that's probably also one of the differences then in the economy with the Greek improvements making a difference. It's right now 15 improvements to 9. Four farms for Greece and only 2 for Assyria. And I don't think IceMatrix has husbandry either, right?
It's a pretty solid border grab that's going to come off this farmer down here in Hephaestus. Going to get all of those coastal resources. That's actually not a bad use of just expanding, a farmer onto a farm tile. Not normally my favorite thing to do, but it's going to work out nicely here.
I'm pleasantly impressed by the level of play here coming from Greece. It's always interesting to see when someone you haven't seen play before, how they approach the game. So far it looks very solid, improving the economy and clearing out sites, expanding in a very sustainable pace.
We have our first garrison getting built for the Assyrians as well. So, and Pella's finally adding an Odeon onto the game. As Greece, I like to get those Odeons up pretty quickly, but he's got so much really good rural development around in the capital, so he's doing just fine.
Yeah. I think he's has been in a rush to get that extra culture. I mean, he is developing now already and prioritizing the miner for the ore instead of getting
I
that
would like to
poet.
see
There
another
we go. Finally,
settler coming up.
an apprentice acolyte in Regaon for Cliff. Maybe we can see some religion action. Both of them finished some specialist. Sorry, he finished 2 specialists in this turn. They're both focusing on specialists so much, no more expansion happening. To the like to a high degree. If I was playing and I have the Sword of God, you'll see me building so many warriors everywhere just so I can use that Sword of God and just expand as fast as I can. But both of them really halted down on expanding. And you both are right that they're not building any settlers. For example, Greece right now, or Cliff, he has enough food to build a settler in Regaon, but he's not going for that. He's trying to go for the acolyte, for that religion most likely. So I'm curious to
Yeah,
see how that affects the game.
yeah, I would have preferred to see a settler coming out at this point for sure, especially because he has a site available, and again with the swords, there's no reason he wouldn't be able to keep, trying to find the next site to expand to it. So, and we got a festival over in the capital of Assyria, which I found interesting. I would have liked to see another settler over there as well because Assyria, IceMatrix, he has 2 city sites he can expand to. So,
Yeah, he's prioritizing now to get the workers and finishing his ambition. Trying to catch up also, even though probably doesn't know it, on improvements. Will be interesting to see how much use he makes of spoked wheel. I guess he went for administration now on Greece over spoked wheel. Maybe he's also going for the loss.
With horses and iron in the capital, it definitely could be an interesting play for a champions nation to make a horse uh, play. That's not a popular unit to be rushed, so it could surprise your opponent to show up with a bunch of chariots out of nowhere. But yeah, I see administration seems to be his grab for now.
Yeah, and he also targeted sovereignty now, so aiming for those 4 loss.
Ah, okay. So we have IceMatrix grabbing the free settler 2 turns, so he was probably factoring that into the his thinking when it comes to his build choices, that he's gonna get some of that expansion momentum back from the tech. So that's not too bad.
And he has met the Numidians now. I mean, I guess it was some time ago.
Well, to add
Exploring
more
north.
to it, IceMatrix has been scouting with his warrior. I don't know if anyone has seen it. I've been seeing it for a while, but I didn't want to believe my own eyes. Rather than building a scout in his capital, he decided to go for a festival, and he decided to use his warrior as a scout, which is an interesting move. You know, it's a move, but it feels like a waste of orders of sort.
I don't think he had to move it very far until he met some barbarians, and as a steadfast warrior with a zealot on, it's a pretty strong unit.
Alright, he's building a granary exactly next to his city.
And next to 2 farms.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to put city tiles on that city instead? Or urban tiles around that city instead rather than granary? I guess it works with the husbandry.
You can move towards the south, towards the river with urban tiles.
Yeah, I wouldn't sweat it too much. That's not, I mean, ideally, I want to be placing my granaries next to wheat sources if I have them, but he doesn't. And, you know, his food's not in a great spot right now. He has that pasture that can come on later. So you're going to get a double boost here on these farms, both from the granary and the pasture. And it's one of those things where it might not be the best spot, but he's limited in terrain in this city anyway. And it's better to just get it out and get it boosting resources rather than delay it forever and have it not do anything. That growth is going to come in handy too. I think one of the reasons why he's probably building specialists is because I'd like to think the festival. I'd like to think he's probably being specialist minded in the capital. You know, he probably wants to build a poet next and maybe another poet once the theater is done. And the granary will help with growth for citizens in this spot if he decides to go poets.
Yeah, it looks like he's aiming for building a really strong capital with many specialists and probably citizens as well.
Real quick, we already have an upgraded spearman for Greece in his 4th city.
Nice.
We are already seeing them coming out.
Very nice, very nice.
Let's see if he uses them towards the Numidians or towards Assyria.
That'll actually be very useful against the horse tribes for sure. And a quick power update so far. We have Greece slightly ahead of Assyria, 200 military score to 150. So that's probably just from those upgrades. Or actually, that should go up a little higher next turn. Next time the turn comes back around.
And he's actually ahead both in power and knowledge, being stronger and learned.
Yeah.
Oh, it's down to similar now. And competent. That went fast.
And let's find out the reason for that. I'm not seeing a reason. Finish the worker, finish the festival, finish the farm. His warrior is upward, trying to clear that camp on his own. I need around 30 seconds just to feed my dog. I'ma leave it on Assyria, the camera. All you, Aaron and Scientific, just 30 seconds.
So he has 2 cities here, going for another scout in the cleric's seat, and that work is finished. So can improve those camp resources, or maybe he will go for urban development. He has the stone from building that early quarry. I think it's still the only quarry in his empire though. Yeah, it is. But it has done a lot of work. And he starts a poet in the capital, probably aiming to upgrade it eventually with his judge heir. But current leader is still only 45, so that might be far away. Building a garrison in the champion seat, which will grab the goats.
I'm back.
Welcome back. He's building another scout now.
Hey, yes! Finally! We take it. We take these wins. Alright, here we go. He gets the free hoplite on Greece. He had the option between military drill, rhetoric, and architecture, or a free hoplite. That's a no-brainer.
He also needs some more civics to enact either centralization or vassalage. I would guess he goes centralization, but we never know.
Yeah, chat, I would say Cliff currently has a slight edge. He's stronger at the moment, and his science rate is just slightly better than IceMatrix. They seem to be bouncing between similar and learned on the Greek side, but we have a new settler coming out for the 5th city of Greece, but then IceMatrix has that tech, the free settler coming out. So they're going to be keeping territory parity, but Greece is doing a really, really good job developing it, I think.
So just to add, Cliff got the event Tragedy O Tragedy. He had the option or opportunity to take a courtier within the court. He opted to go for family opinion, or I'm sorry, religion opinion on that. So I am curious on why his family is actually pretty happy with him. I would have in that scenario went for that courtier who was a poet. He just upgraded my kid, upgrade the heir, make sure that they are in really high quality. He did not go for it, so I'm very curious. I would love to hear his reasoning right now, but it doesn't matter. He just got another spearman. He just upgraded to it. He is upgrading his units over and over. Where are all his units? Oh, sorry. He upgraded his spearman. He didn't get another spearman. I apologize.
Yeah, he got ranger on that spearman. And
Which is
I mean, he
understandable.
healed his warrior, so might be upgraded next turn.
We are back to Assyria here. IceMatrix. He got 2 events, A Dream in the Forest. His kid could come back home or continue, and he went with him continuing to be an explorer, and he got his free settler. The second event, the Duchess, he became a steadfast, so she gets more damage from tribes. His tribes want for more. That city site at the bottom is finally getting colonized. And he went for
But not
another
going
champion.
for the central site.
3 champions, 1 cleric, 1 hunter, and he'd now go
Okay,
for
so
the forward settle.
yeah, I suspect the central site will end up being hunters for that sentinel boost.
So this champion city, the new one, it has the horses, and you're close to the water, which will help later on with moving troops towards the front faster.
2 more moves for him. He is clearing out the Vandals now. He is splitting his units and clearing them one by one. This is going to be a very slow clear for him. It's going to take a long time. Greaves Scout is actually seeing almost a good amount of this. So I would say he knows that the Vandals are being cleared out a little bit. And he sees the other scouts, so he knows where Asira's scout is. What is he gonna do here? He tutored his kid. He got +1 wisdom. Get a quick look. She has a 3 wisdom, 1 discipline as a philosophy student at the age of 16. That's not bad. I'm curious on how that's gonna turn around. Made 13
Yeah, she's
moves.
shaping up to become a really good governor, also with that righteous trait.
Agreed. He is making 2 more mines in here. My question is, why is his leader still a general when it could be a governor by now that gives, I guess it, oh wow, it does not give that much. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Still has Sword of the God, so if he
Fair.
upgrades to a spearman,
But he's gonna
he
be
would be
facing
strong.
towards, well, Sword of God only works on infantry.
Yeah, but I mean, he would be strong against both mounted and infantry units then.
Yes.
No real weaknesses.
All right. We have our first batch of raids. The southern Vandal site in Greece, sending a couple units towards them, and the northern Numidian site for Assyria is going to be sending a couple of units down their way as well.
That's gonna be fun to watch how they both handle
Turn,
this crisis.
yeah, we just hit turn 30, I guess. That's when they start coming now on the normal trial level.
And yes, Rim's Wind, I agree. The amount of times I made decisions where I'm like, okay, I have to press a button right now or this is over. Too many. Alright. He is building more quarries. The economy of Assyria compared to the economy of Greece. Greece is more stabilized compared to Assyria. That is very interesting. I don't feel like he has enough workers out. He only has 4 workers for 5 cities. And he's
Just
building an
one more
axeman.
coming out. Two
I-
more actually coming out. But yeah, it's actually even in workers now.
Is it even in workers?
So
That's not a lot of workers for the both of them.
I guess Greece has one extra from the artisan seat, but they have produced 4 each.
We
And
are
another
back
thing
in
to think
Greece.
about is because of that early labor force grab and early freedom adoption, the incoming workers for Greece were all 1 turn quicker than the incoming workers for Assyria. So those tiny little tweaks can add up.
Absolutely.
We have a settler
Yeah.
coming out of Ephesus in 2 turns. We have 2 events, free governor with influence and a new ambition for him. I am curious
Yeah,
what he ended up choosing.
I already finished 3 ambitions on Greece.
Yes, and he is ahead of orders by 4. There's 4 extra
Yeah,
orders compared to us.
I think the
Oh, I was
cognomen doing a difference there, becoming the good for that plus 50 legitimacy.
Take a look at the records real quick. Take a look at science. They are not far from each other. It's 34 to a 39. Um, Cliff has 39 and Syria has 34. Look at the orders. They were kind of equivalent for a long time, up and down, and now there's a clear uh, advantage for Greece. Money-wise, Greece has been ahead at all times. But the culture, Greece is always going to be just ahead in culture, period. Civics-wise, Assyria is extremely ahead. Now, growth, they are not too far from each other, surprisingly speaking. There was a huge gap between turn 20 and turn 29, but let's look at the laws. Uh, have freedom for Cliff. We're back to IceMatrix. Went exploration, and he got divine rule for free.
Yeah, and we don't have divination turn 30, and we don't have a play for divination yet off of that divine rule, so he's not really maximizing the benefit there. And I actually, the event that Greece just got to potentially select an ambition, I'm really surprised he didn't go for the found a world religion one, just because he already has one acolyte, and there's no sign of Assyria developing a religion yet. So I think I would have risked taking that ambition and then putting a new acolyte in Pella or Hephaestus.
Looking at improvements now, Greece is actually almost doubling. Yeah, it's doubling the number of improvements of Assyria right now, which is really making a difference in the resource production, with everything except wood being at very healthy levels.
IceMatrix opted for going for another Odeon in his capital Clerics rather than upgrading those elephants, which is a move, definitely. I guess he's trying to get that culture up and running. In his position, I would have went for those extra orders just so I can do a lot more. We are back to Greece now.
Yeah, he's prioritizing these urban buildings, which probably will make a difference in science if he goes for the urban specialists as well. But with the shrines in Greece, he's actually ahead right now in the science rate.
The hoplite is up and running. He's moving it forward. What are we gonna do with that hoplite? You can do so much with it.
Yeah, I wonder if he will grab another ranged or ranger promotion, or maybe the warden one also could be useful.
Oh yes. I would go with strike though, in his position, just for that flat attack bonus.
Many good options.
All right, we have husbandry for the Syrians finally researched, so we can get all these pastures online. That's going to help them out with the orders and a little bit more growth.
He has the option
Begin.
between labor force, metaphysics, composite bow, or architecture. I am so curious on what he will end up going.
Me too. They're all pretty good options. I mean, probably wouldn't take metaphysics. Labor force, I can understand that. I still probably would have gone for composite, just because, again, Assyria, it's right there. But I love labor force, and I love the laws on it. I think freedom and slavery are both fantastic. So I can respect him taking labor force. And it's probably good in the long run since he's a little bit behind in development from Greece. So that's probably the better play, even though he doesn't know that.
We got an event for
Also,
an item, and he went for the Jester Mask, which gives 0.5 per year happiness per citizen, 10 happiness per year with a city that has Furious. Um, and he is a governor, so, and he has How much does he get out of it? He gets nothing
Not
because he has
anything
no
right now.
citizens. It's a move.
But coming back to labor force, as Assyria, you don't want to wait too long to get your road network up, because you will probably be building at least your unique unit, and those siege units really want those roads to be up.
He's backing up his warrior from the north to be able to fend off these invasions. Also, that warrior was not able to do much on his own. Cleared maybe one or two units, and then one spawned.
Right now, most of his cities are connected except for the forward champions city of Arafa, but he
I,
doesn't really have those rivers within his borders, so moving around will take some time right now until either the borders expand more or he gets those roads up.
I mean, that slinger has been pocked down in that city site now for what, 10 turns? Gotta make a move here. Throw in a scout, throw in you have a militia at the front, throw in that militia there and be ready to respond. Um, but hogging that slinger down there with tactician on it, with his power hungry oligarch in there, it's not going too well. A settler is moving forward from Ephesus. He's building another worker. He is lining up his military in front of Pergamon for Cliff and waiting on pushing towards those Numidians with two spearmen. I would have pushed a long time ago.
Yeah, he upgraded his leader's warrior now, so he has a very good military there to be able to clear that site almost in one turn, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing with those two players. They're taking their time, pushing and doing what needs to be done. You don't have time, to be honest. You just got pog down, keep expanding, keep pushing, uh, look upward or build up as you're pushing through and expanding. When
I mean, I think they're matching each other's pace right now, and it's still a wide open game. It could go either way right now.
yes, but you're not waiting for a we're balanced or we are evenly matched. You're looking for I want to eclipse you. I'm gonna pummel you in the ground just because I can.
Yeah,
I must say,
it's
I am a
probably
little surprised that Assyria ended up with its fifth city before Greece did, but that's a pretty interesting development. Greece will certainly have no problem taking that new Midian site, so I would like to see them maybe build another settler either from one of their build queues that are coming up, that are finishing up soon.
And there's a forum being built in the capital of Assyria. Not a big fan of
I think
forums except if you have Acropolis on a personal level or on a personal note.
I think it's also easy to see mistakes when you have to remember that these players are playing with a timer. Maybe the stress of being in a tournament, having observers. These these things will make you probably not playing your best level, and for us as observers, looking also at from both sides, it's very easy to see things that they could improve on.
I hope that after this match they would look at the video, they would look at the gameplay, they would look at what we're saying, at what the chat is saying, and adjust their gameplay for future games. I am very interested what how they improve on what they're doing. Um, right now for Assyria, the economy is not looking that good.
Does have a little bit of catching up to do, but he's got his pastures coming on soon. He has more quarries being built, so it'll get there, I guess. But the what's going to be tricky is once Greece is done with their expansion, they can then swap out of a labor force into slavery, and then just get that econ boost even bigger.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Assyria just opts to go directly for slavery and circumvent the freedom boost because he's kind of getting to a point where he's maybe no longer thinking about expansion. I could see him clearing the Numidian and Vandal sites in the north as well, but that is going to take time. So slavery would probably be the better pick for Assyria. I think freedom was a good call for Greece, but if I were Assyria, I would
You're
go
gonna
for
say if you were.
slavery for sure.
We also have the Greek heir becoming a tactician now.
Some tactician
Oof,
gameplay. Some tactician gameplay. Let's go.
that will be rough if it leads the fight against Assyria,
Yes. You
because
love a
we
tactician. The
yep
king is
pretty good.
ill, to add to more to that. And there's a hurricane happening. Let's see if the event actually kills the kid.
I think also we can see the strength of sages now with the Greeks still having a science rate lead. But it's very even still.
It's very close. Their stats have been pretty close throughout the game. Most of what I think uh, Greece's
Oh,
science
that's a
boost.
good event. I apologize on the pause. He got an event for IceMatrix. +2 happiness, +2 orders on his capital for um, the improvement. That is such a good event that I've never seen. But those two bonus orders will do a lot for him.
So that's fantastic. And a little bit about that event, that is actually directly tied to a series of events that come in with having divine rule active as a law. So that is one of the benefits kind of tucked away that you can't quite, that you aren't quite aware of. It's not on the forefront of picking that family and getting that law early enough. So that's cool that he's going to get those order boosts paying off now, since he still doesn't have divination yet.
Question is, now what? What are you gonna do with what you have with this upgrade? He's upgrading his goats. He's making more quarries now next to the mountains. He's making a Rudeon. Making barracks in his capital. That's the second barracks. He's upgrading the horses next to which is opposite position of the granary. So the farm's gonna get that upgrade.
We actually have another settler being built in Greece.
Perfect. So he decided to go with the trapper in his cleric's capital, an axeman in his champion capital. Another axeman is being built in his second champion city. All right, we are back to Greece. You said there's a settler happening.
Yeah, in the sage's seat.
All right, where's that gonna go? Because right now, nowhere.
Yeah, I would
There we
guess.
go.
Yeah, and he's moving in to clear the raiders at least. But I would like to see him declare war on these Numidians.
Still haven't seen declare war, but I believe he's gonna do it. We have a festival that gave him status of Deionos for culture. in his Ephesus city. So that is gonna expand more of his culture, and he got 20 experience from the hurricane event, and he's no longer ill.
I don't think I'm digging that 8-turn trapper in. Sorry, I'm looking at Assyria
Yes,
in
I
the
agree.
cleric seat. Not digging that, but
It's a move. Honestly, I would have waited till it develops or becomes developing, and then use that judge, speed up that upgrade. 6 more orders. He's using his worker, making those camps on the elephants in Thebes, which is a sages. Going for another sages or a second sages.
makes
I guess
sense.
the trapper will give him some extra food and its growth in your cleric's seat, and
No,
it
it's
also
on fur.
improves your.
Is it on fur?
No,
No, you're right. It is on game.
and you're also expanding the naval borders, so there are some benefits. But yeah, 8 turns is a long time.
On, move those hoplites. Use them. Make him work. There we go. He just moved him twice. He doesn't have enough. Alright.
Yeah, he's lacking the civics to adopt another law, but he has serfdom now.
Right, we're back to Assyria. Finished. Labor force. He still doesn't have any shrines.
Yeah, we're really hoping for divination here.
Even over composite bow.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I think it's time. You know, it's turn 35. You want to get the order econ. Although his order econ's fine, I guess, but I don't know. I think I would want to,
Shrines.
you got to think about the opinion aspect of religions too, and you can really fall behind in that if you don't get the opinion the shrines built, because you could have a shrine and then your family could still take another 5 or 10 turns to actually adopt the religion, so you're going to miss out on that opinion boost.
Yeah, they're so nice to improve your borders, and you don't have any upkeep. You just increase your
Yeah.
production abilities
Yeah.
either with the training or the civics.
And it's just so hard to pass up with clerics, because every shrine, you know, in a different city is going to be an entire extra order. So like they're that much more valuable if you have clerics in play.
It's like building both a garrison and a stronghold without having to pay the stone upkeep. Although, I guess you have the upkeep for the law instead. We see him cutting down some forests now in Nisibis, the champions city in the corner. And he's building his 4th and 5th quarry, getting up that stone production.
Interesting. Matrix doesn't look like he actually chose a tech, and with the, well, I feel like he would have to if he was going to end his turn. So he should be able to.
No, it's strict. If he ends his turn, he can't shoot.
I wonder if it like adds up. So
It adds up to a random one of them.
Yeah, it will be assigned to random, but it will be the
okay.
same random every time if you keep doing that. So the system basically picks a tech to research if you're not picking one. One turn on military drill for Greece. That's good.
And he killed the Numidian raiders. Let's see if he declares war and attacks with hoplite.
So here's a list of technology that Greece has that Assyria does not. We're looking at navigation. We're looking at phalanx. We're looking at aristocracy and divination already. So there's just a lot of great potential there that is in Greece's hand that Assyria does not have access to yet.
He went for
Yeah.
divination.
Although Assyria does have military drill finished and rhetoric. So
There's an
there's some
earthquake in his capital and his second city. That is unlucky. His rising star general has died. And the oligarch has died, and the hunters are now upset with him with a negative 51.
yeah, it's a judge as an heir who does not really like him. Now becoming the head of the Hunters family.
That can be one of the risks of having an heir that's the opposite archetype as the ruler. They're automatically going to come at you with that negative 60 opinion. Oh, and we have negative 60 for judge versus schemer, and we have another negative 40 for intolerant versus gracious. So that's a minus 100 opinion between those two characters.
I guess some events force the heir to become an opposite archetype. Not sure if that was the case here. I think he was given the choice between
No, he chose.
builder and judge, right?
Yes, he chose. Yeah. But to make
Yeah,
it worse, his kid is intolerant. The judge
Yeah.
is intolerant. That is unlucky.
Yeah, very unlucky.
We are back now to Cliff. Finished military drill. He has the option to choose between stuff, and he went for spooked wheel on those chariots, which smart move. To be honest with you,
I like that idea. Yeah, he's got 21 training in the capital, so he can do 4-turn chariots pretty easily. And he hasn't even built a barracks yet. He's actually building a barracks right now, and he can already do 4-turn chariots. So that's pretty good.
spam chariots and hope that the enemy doesn't have spearmen.
Well, he might not know it yet, but currently IceMatrix does not have spearmen, so that could be an interesting development if IceMatrix is content to rely on axes, thinking about those Greek spears.
That would be, I mean, that would be a perfect response. Your enemy popping a lot of axemen because they know of your unique unit. That would be the exact response I would go for. Um, Second Odeon is being built in Rigayon. 8 more moves. The king is severely ill right now. The Numidian
Well, that's
outpost
good
was
news.
destroyed.
It's good news for IceMatrix because he really needs an opportunity to catch up in science. What do we have on the air? A tactician. That's pretty. That's a lot of wisdom on that air. So I guess never mind.
And
But he will lose
righteous.
the. Yeah, he will lose the bonus science from the scholar in the sages cities, though. So
Yeah,
that's something.
And the Sword
it's
of
gonna make a
God.
difference.
Don't forget the Sword of God is gonna be gone.
Yeah, but I think the stunning tactician will more than make up for it. And he cleared the Numidians, finally.
He just declared the war and killed it. And he got finally court soldier from the Numidians. There's a courtier now for future kids.
One thing maybe to keep track of is also the Greek pagan religion head is a slighted
Yes.
builder, which is actually affecting his opinion in two families. It's the intelligent builder that was in Pella for a long time, but now he is angry.
He called his mom fat. I mean, that's probably it.
Probably, yeah.
That's the only explanation. If you called my mom fat, I would also be very slighted and would refuse to be your governor.
Meanwhile, Assyria is repairing the damage from the earthquake and improving the horses in Nisibis now. Maybe also aiming to get some horse units out eventually. But right now it's some orders. I mean,
And still don't have another settler. Don't have another settler.
his leader is an absolute unit though, with 10 wisdom.
Better hope he doesn't die right now. That should be your hope.
Giving plus 84 science in his capital. It still only has a base rate of 4, but it still manages to improve it up to 6.7 after the discontent.
Raider is killed. That has been pushing from the Vandals. Midians in here are dead. I would have killed it with my hoplite just to upgrade that unit, keep it popping up, or at least with my king. Oh no, it's doomed. It doesn't matter. That king is dead.
Yeah.
Settler is coming out next turn. Another settler is queued up.
But he became the strong. That's a very good cognomen, plus 60 legitimacy. And his heir is still quite young, 24. So it's not too bad of a time to pass the torch.
23 orders. That's how much he has right now.
Yep,
Second
the
elephant's upgrade.
divide between Greece and Assyria is growing a little bit wider and wider each turn.
He still has about double the amount of improvements, with 41 against 20. No, 40 against 21, I mean.
Yep, that'll play a huge factor here. We have 11 technologies to 9. They're both on 2 laws.
Well, although that gap is growing, I want to remind people the victor is not victorious if the vanquished does not consider himself so. If keep going, push through, hope for the best in this
There's a lot of
scenario.
game to be played. And
We have
now
6
Assyria also
specialists.
has the phalanx tech targeted.
Okay, so that's good. Honestly, that's a good pick for Assyria because he doesn't know that Greece is grabbing spoked wheel, but now that Greece has spoked wheel coming down the pipeline, having access to spears is going to be really, really good for Assyria. So that's good that he's going to have that in the pocket.
Oh boy, that slinger is a unit. He has 2 guards on it. He has ranger on it. Throw it in the woods. Nothing will kill that slinger. It will deal no damage, don't get me wrong, but nothing can kill that slinger.
Scientific, you were saying something about the specialists.
Oh, Greece, let's see here. I believe Greece has 6 specialists to IceMatrix is 3. So that's an advantage there. That's going to be science and output there. We're looking at, if we include the free workers that they started with or got from their families, we're looking at 9 workers to for Greece to Assyria's 6 workers. And of course, Greece will have 1 extra city in about 2 turns, 2 or 3 turns. Assyria cleared the center of the map, but it's still not settled. So he's going to soon be behind in total amount of cities. Oh, and we have the Danish from the north of Assyria, the Danubian plain. They're going to come down this river and head towards the capital in a little bit as well. We have a raid. Same for Greece on the other side. We have Numidians up the river that are going to head towards the capital. So both our friends are going to be in for a little treat in a couple of turns with military units kind of coming from behind. But Assyria is able to spot the fact that the raiders are coming. So that's going to give him a little bit of a heads up there.
The king is
Meanwhile,
dead.
the Greek wise leaders are already building a spearman in the capital, so again, foreseeing the future. Yeah, the king is dead. And the family opinion is improved.
I really like they're going around and chopping those trees. I like to call that a chopping spree. Sometimes you just need those, you have like extra orders and you just need the wood. And I love going out into the wilderness and just grabbing a bunch of trees real quick. I tend to fully clear them, but I respect the idea of half clearing, so maybe they grow back and you get the wood again later.
We also see some of the first roads being built in Greece from Pella towards the east.
Let's look at the road situation for both cities. They have a good amount of rivers to the north side of the cities. It continues forward. With exploration, honestly, you don't need that many roads. 0 orders left. It is next turn. We are back to Assyria here. Got his kid, his 3rd kid, is still exploring, and he's gay. Interesting. I love that flavor that the game adds when it comes to being LGBTQ. I think it's very interesting, and I like that it affects the gameplay too. This side note that no one cares about, honestly. But let's see what he did with his kid. It doesn't look like he made him return. Nope. He's age 25. He is still exploring, and he's a hero. Going for another pasture. More quarries are being built. There's garrison in Erbil.
Interesting to see a poet being built in the champion seat. So he's definitely thinking about culture timing, I would imagine. He's also probably trying to do anything he can to get a little bit of extra science as well, which is not the worst. He actually, Assyria now, because of the death of the previous leader, actually takes the science lead. Assyria has 48 science to Greece's 36. So that's going to be a nice boost for him for a little, for at least for as long as the schemer stays alive.
Yes. His kid, I mean, she has 2 wisdom. Oh, wow, that's a 12 wisdom on his king. Wow, that is 24 science purely coming from him.
Yeah, so that's a pitfall you can fall into too. I love a schemer opener. They're really, really good for science boosters, and scholars can do something similar. But if you don't invest in your raw science and your national science, you can run into a big issue once your opening ruler dies, because then your science is going to tank, and you're already deeper into the tech tree, so your tech rate is just going to slow down a bunch if that happens. So that's probably another reason why we have more specialists coming out for Assyria, because he's probably thinking about making sure that he can pad his base science in the event that that schemer dies anytime soon, and he's getting older.
Alright, we are back. Cliff here, pushing towards the Vandals. He's in peace with them now. I think he got peace a couple of turns ago. Still building those roads. That's an interesting road structure that he's doing.
Building another settler, actually, yeah. And I think he's waiting with Sage's settler to settle that
Oh,
Vandal's set.
oh, that's a move. That's a move. It's gonna take him a
Also
while to
building a
clear that
Byring.
Vandals.
Guess the Byring will be able to ferry units around the volcano.
I have not thought of that. I honestly have never thought of that, but that's 9 turns till that Byrim is out. Oh, he's getting
And now
invaded from the north too. Did he notice that?
yeah, he sees them now, I think.
Does he, is that why the spearman is, I mean, he has a spearman coming out.
Yeah,
His tactician
he was
is
lucky.
a governor in his capital.
Yeah, I mean, it's righteous and it's giving him more science and training. But it's a bit funny to use the scholar as a general and then the new heir,
Thank you!
the tactician, as a governor. Like, maybe you should have done it the other way around, but I don't know. If it works, it works. I mean, Greece is looking quite good here. I think things are looking solid. But yeah, he's falling behind a little bit now on science, and he's not really investing anything to improve that until he settles that probably third Sage's site. Although it might be champions just to secure that chokehold.
We got a mine happening in the capital. He is still harvesting with his scout to pad in those orders. Um, Honestly, that scenario. Oh, I hear a general being popped up, a tactician in the Slinger that is at the front, but he has an upset family, and that governor. I'm sorry, that general is not that good. Reduces his
This is
attack by -6%.
This is just perfect timing on the Spearmen in Pella because now on this turn, that raid coming down the river is finally visible for Greece. So this one spear will just be able to destroy these horses. That's just such good luck.
May we always have military units finishing right before raids come in.
Here, here. Another mining or miner, or another mine is happening in Pella.
We also see a road being built from that forward champion city, Pergamon.
Okay. So this would something be having this bird's eye view that I would be concerned about. We already have a settler finished. I assume that settler was going to go to the already cleared site, but clearly he's moving to clear the vandals here, and we still have another settler. Yeah, we have another settler 3 turns away. So that's going to be 2 cities up on Assyria, and Assyria is making no progress towards any other sites currently.
Well, he has the one he's cleared in the middle. He just needs to get a settler there. But yeah, he's building another axeman in the champion's city. Not really sure when or where he would build that settler. He doesn't really seem to prioritize settling that site.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a high priority. So that my concern is what will happen is he'll end up settling the middle site at a time where Greece is expanded and well developed and able to start pushing. So it's basically just going to be deliver a free city to the Greek side of the map. But you know, surprises can happen. Yeah, I think I would have liked to see a settler sooner from IceMatrix. He will have a nice 3 training boost if he ever puts lumber mills in the champion seat. That's, you know, you try to get a maximized. Oh wait, that's the wrong shrine. Okay, no, he's opting for the order shrine there. I probably would have just gone ahead and put the lumber shrine in that spot.
Might be looking at the forests a bit north.
He has a rebellion happening in Erbil. How did that show up? Oh, freedom movement. He got plus 80, 180 training for 1 rebel unit. But
and it's up to 13 wisdom now.
Wisdom keeps
yeah, 53
growing.
science. 53 science to Greece is now 37, so this will be the time frame where Assyria and IceMatrix will be able to do some serious catching up in the techs. Currently, just to take a real quick look again, we have 11. Oh, actually, they're pretty even. So 11 techs on Greece and 10 on Assyria, so he can pull ahead, perhaps.
And his economy is looking in much better shape now, with positive income in almost all resources.
No religion out for either of them yet. Alright, finished technology, spooked wheel is done. He has the option between polis, citizenship, monasterism, and architecture. Gonna go with.
He has targeted monasticism. I wonder if he's looking to get those 7 laws finished. I guess he would need 1 more after monasticism and he finishes the sovereignty line.
He got the Dragon Bone event and he went with the stone from it. And he got a free Chancellor. That's good, that saves you the civics.
Yeah, but she's 54. I wonder how long she will be able to hold on.
Well, she's the head of a family. That helps him a lot. All of his head of the families are really old. This is the youngest out of them all.
I think I would grab police here, maybe to get forestry afterwards, or maybe citizenship to get closer to scholarship. I feel like
Well,
monasticism is not that useful when you don't have a religion founded.
Well,
yeah.
the multiple. Oh, monasticism? Yeah, you're. Well, the shrines. To build shrines each, every city. I think that's pretty huge, especially if you have really good shrines. And he did not see the invasion coming up. Yes,
Wow, yeah, he
to.
must have missed it.
Well, there's a second spearman coming up in 2 turns, so that's something.
Well, he'll definitely be aware of it being there now.
I can. Oh, another rebel came out. The
Oh,
rebellion
interesting.
is growing. It's a spearman. This is gonna be harder to clear out.
He has an
And he
axeman
has
coming out next turn.
um next turn. Yes, in his capital. You're right. His slinger backed up from attacking those northern tribes.
All right, so we have 2 free build queues for IceMatrix. I'd really like to see a settler here.
The axeman is moving towards the vandals. He's clearing them up.
We have a
Okay.
6. Go ahead.
He still has no settlers to speak of for that next place that he's clearing up. He
Yep,
needs
there we
those
go. There it
settlers.
is.
Boom.
Here we go. Finally, now we're talking. And he's building a
I
rancher in Nispis, which will take him 6 years. 6 turns.
Do
Yeah.
you think this settler will go to the middle, or do you think he will clear the Vandal site and settle that one?
I don't know.
My hope. I would have honestly, it would have been 8 turns, but I would have liked to see a settler from both of those locations. He could have purchased the food, and the rancher is just not, I think, an important grab. However, that should. Does he already have one?
Well, he has the hunt
Mm,
ability in his capital. That will give you 200 food for 5 turns.
If he gets another rancher, he could found Judaism. I don't think that's the highest priority, but it could give him a religion and some long-term potential there, I suppose. So maybe a rancher isn't the worst idea, but I would have liked to see a settler. And
He
hopefully, I
has
think he
the
should grab
cleric,
the center.
so he would like to have some religion eventually.
Someone is gonna get a religion sooner or later. Please, anyone.
Yeah, it is surprising to not see one in 40 turns.
So let's see if Cliff now defends against the raiding Numidians. He has the spearman ready to go, and he's about to settle that city site.
Finally
It will be
clearing those
really cool.
tribes.
It would be really cool. This boat, this Byrene coming out of Thebes, does end up coming in handy in this match because really jumping around that volcano could be interesting if he happens to find himself under siege in this territory.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't hate
eventually.
that. I hate that. I don't hate that. I think that's pretty clever. He might not need it right this second, but I do appreciate the idea that he'll have a boat if he needs it.
I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat.
Really long term, has that olives between the volcanoes that could be improved, and you could get some borders out, but it's a lot quicker right now to just get one or maybe even two bireams out and start ferrying units towards the middle.
Well,
Still a
actually, that's a potential interesting play. If he wanted to spend the civics and the money for it, he could even use the bireme to buy along the coast if he swapped into colonies. And he could just actually naturally extend his border around that volcano, giving him a route.
That's a potential play. Absolutely, yeah.
It'd be probably too much of an investment, but it's certainly something that would be interesting to see.
He has the gold, and looking at his stockpiles right now, I think he could go for one of the early wonders. The pyramids would require a bit more stone, but with 55 a turn, it's not that far away. You would need about 600 more gold. But yeah, maybe we'll see some wonders
His
soon.
leader is slothful for Assyria. I don't know when that happened. He finally found Assyrian paganism in Erbil with the shrine of Shamash. Gives him half an order.
Oh wow, he's building the civic shrine in the champion seat as well.
The move nonetheless. He's getting spooked wheel. Going for all the military techs possible.
Yeah, with Spoked Wheel, I think getting those chariots up it helps a lot moving around now when your empire is getting bigger to like respond to threats from different fronts.
So currently we're seeing a situation where, oh no, we do have one garrison in Pella. And yeah, just the one garrison in Pella.
Versus
But
the two garrisons.
Yeah, Assyria has two already, and
Three
then
upcoming.
another one on the way. So they're neck and neck in orders.
But I guess even if they're neck and neck, Assyria would have the advantage in a fight from those kills.
Yeah. And nine workers to 7 workers, favoring Greece still, so it's just slight advantage there in the development potential. And of course, IceMatrix needs to catch up. I haven't looked at the improvement count, but it's looking like, oh, actually, it's caught up a little bit, 48 to 31.
Yes, keeping the pace, and when they're both improving, that in a way decreases the percentage by which you are behind. Let's see what Greece is up to now. He could become a schemer if he wants.
Greece declared war on the Vandals. There's at the same time an invasion coming up. That tribal unit has pillaged another quarry.
He's now a robust schemer with 9 wisdom. Robust, frugal, righteous schemer. That's a great governor.
It is, and all the cities give him half an order. He has 26 orders. If you're not expanding right now, if you're not throwing everything you have towards expanding right now, I don't know what you're doing. Throw in
He
a bunch of
settled.
workers.
He has settled another artisan city
But
in the
why would he
north,
do artisans here?
and he's fighting the Vandals, the raiders at least. But he looks to be in position to declare war on them right after that, with the finished settler now from region.
Honestly, in that position, this situation, rather than an artisan, I would put sages in here. I would put artisans in that volcano area just because of the mines, the 20% upgrade. I know, Scion, you'll say, oh, fuck those 20% output. I just like it.
One benefit of settling the artisans here is that it is giving him a bit of family opinion, plus 32 from having his cities close together. And the artisans right now are at minus 14, so it's not nothing to get that opinion boost.
Yeah, I would think champions there just because it's a huge choke point. It's going to be so hard to surround that city. So that's one of the rare cases where the extra damage to take out a city can become a huge advantage, especially since it's up on a hill. So you're going to have that ranged benefit. You can stack onagers and stuff behind the city and firing into anything that tries to take it out. One thing I'd like to see a little bit more from IceMatrix is maybe scouting. It doesn't look like he's actually gotten his scout. He knows where Greece is, but he doesn't really know anything about Greece's situation. Whereas Greece, at the very least, has a scout on the other side of the map.
But he
And
can't
with
see anything
a
with it, though.
schemer, he could be moving it around more now. He's actually building another scout in Greece, so let's see later on what he does with that.
And a chariot. He's building a chariot and a trapper. In Ragaeon, this is not bad. Here we go. Spoked wheel is done. 8 turns on everything. He can go for Maceman, citizenship, composite bow, architecture. He goes for citizenship.
Yeah, I think he's still looking at that scholarship line. But right now, he's still quite far away from having any strong cities. Looking at that culture, his strongest culture city is the capital, but it's 27 turns until it would be strong. And I'm not gonna try to look at how long it will be to become legendary.
I can kind of appreciate this scholarship play from IceMatrix because if Cliff isn't an aggressive type, and and given the distance between both nations, if IceMatrix gets scholarship and sets up libraries at a tempo that's faster than Cliff, he will gain a severe science advantage. It's a bit conservative, but it could work out.
We'll see if Cliff goes on the offensive now when he has the potential to put some mounted units into the fight as well. And he's moving closer, settling probably soon that Vandal site, which he still hasn't declared war on, I think. No. A master poet coming out in the Assyrian capital, which will help with the culture. But actually it's an upgrade from the apprentice one, because he hasn't finished a theater yet. So it's not that much of a difference.
Alright. We're back to turn right here.
Nizar.
What's up?
If you get a second, show the chat the timeline of each nation, the timeline tab of each nation, because someone wants to see the explored territory in the map.
How do you do that? Is it show record?
The hourglass shape?
Hourglass shape?
No, the hourglass shape.
Yep. No.
Yep. Right. So we're looking at the map. We want to look at the map here just to see what Oh, you don't have to play the whole thing. Just
He's gonna show the
fast forward
advanced
it to
here.
the end. This will let us see what they can explore.
Right now, this is how they moved on, and we are about to be really close.
So it looks like Greece doesn't even know what's happening in the center of the map yet.
He has no idea, absolutely none. And he can't even see Assyria from where his scout is. Alright, gonna go back a little bit here, and once we go to the Assyria turn, I'll show you the end. Still hasn't made a move militarily wise on this city side. This turn.
If is actually researching monasticism. Would like him to see him build one more acolyte to hopefully get Zoro.
I'm so curious why he hasn't declared war yet. Their war, clear the whole thing up together. What are they gonna do? Fight you back?
Yeah, one more acolyte in the capital for Greece would definitely get you that Zoro just in time for monasticism, and that would be a really nice boost as well.
Right, we are back to Assyria now. 23 moves, couple of events. Let's take a look at the hourglass right here. He sees nothing of Greece. He has no idea what's going on with Greece at all. Alright, we hear two things got cleared out. The raider and the rebel are finally dead. This, why are there Scythian horses where the Numidians are? Are they doing a tribal invasion?
Yeah, they're organized.
Yes. They are doing a tribal invasion. Oh, this is spicy. What did you
They're
do?
actually moving from far away as well. If you look a bit north, there's 3 more moving south, right north of Olympus. Guys, I actually need to go sleep. It's getting late for me.
It is very late for you. Just go sleep, my man. We will hold the
But
fort down.
All right.
exciting game to watch with you. Wish you the best, and
Have a good night,
thank you
friend.
for having me.
Thanks for joining in.
Thanks. See ya.
Alright, we are back to the Greece turn. He has the opportunity to take another king, another husband. Chariot is popping out next turn. Byreme in 3 turns. A scout coming up soonish next turn. Oh, the pyramids are out! Finally!
All right, we'll have our first wonder.
Pyramids are coming out, finally. Took a long time. No excuses for it taking this long.
I'm just noticing the point total to even win this game off of points, and that is just massive.
It is. Pretty much is. He finally declared war on the Vandals. And he's pushing through. He fixed
So he has three.
village stuff.
He has 3 laws before getting uh, the pyramids. So I'd like to. I hope that he decides to. Oh, actually, he doesn't have the civics anyway, so he's going to have to wait for the pyramids to be done before he can adopt a law from monasticism.
All right. There is the settler moving forward. 5 more moves.
The science graph is interesting. The little dip that Greece takes, and they're starting to climb back up and
In science,
catch up to Assyria. Yep.
we can
And
see it on the stream too.
it's interesting. It's unfortunate because once that schemer dies, Assyria's science is going to take a dip again, and so they'll trade places once more.
Alright, we are back to Assyria now. IceMatrix, what are you gonna do? He is weaker in military up to the graph. We have an apprentice acolyte being produced in Erbil. A master poet in Neve. Interesting. Rancher, a settler. Why is there no second settler coming up? "22 moves. What is he gonna do?"
Just to break down that science a little bit better for our viewers, currently it's 52 science to 50 in favor of Assyria, but 20 science, 20.8 science for Assyria is coming from their schemer leader, compared to Greece, where 14.4 science is coming from their queen.
It's a huge difference.
Big character difference for sure.
Alright, that's another mine in the capital. I don't think he noticed that the Udayon is actually getting burned down. 6 more years on it. He just made the quarry and horses right in the same city. I don't think he noticed.
That is in that icon is in the worst possible spot. It is entirely possible to miss. I even made that mistake myself. If you zoom out, it's just hard to see it
Yeah.
because it's like floating right above the info on the city. It will change color though if it gets low enough, so he might catch it.
Let's hope for the best. Let's hope he actually catches it. Does it have an upgrader on it? Yes, it has an apprentice poet on it. So losing that will hurt. It would make me rage quit. I would straight up rage quit if that happened. Like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely also losing the science and culture for every turn he doesn't repair it. So that's going to be at least, another 10 science or so he's not getting the science this turn, and he's got another 3 turns before he can repair it with a nearby worker. That's a bummer. All right, Greece
What are
is
they gonna
gonna
do?
be able to clear this site and settle this turn. So this is full swing momentum, just coming directly over to Greece now. 2 extra cities, uh, solid economy, decent base science, a wonder coming down the pipeline. Really, really strong position for Greece.
Alright, what's he gonna settle with? Other other champions? Nope. Artisans. A second artisans.
There you go, buddy. Artisans in the mountain.
I mean, but double art. I would have went. Okay, what is the artisans gonna give you in that northern city? That what hurts me the most. What's the benefit that you're getting from it?
Yeah, I would have went sages up there for sure.
Yes, like sages would have been the answer there. Champions, if you wanna utilize those elephants, anything, just not artisans. There's no mines, there's no lumber. Those are the selling points for it.
Well, sometimes what's fun is when you have cities that are next to each other and they share the same family, it makes it much easier to customize the borders and swap tiles between cities. Not that I really see a lot of opportunities to do anything interesting with that here, but that's one case for kind of creating blocks of cities next to each other, and also the workers. You know, they can just cross over to the next city and keep developing seamlessly without worrying about the family bonus. So the fact that that city up there is an artisans, or if it were a champions, right, the current existing workers can just seamlessly migrate to that city and start improving it without suffering that loss. So sometimes it can be advantageous to settle a city of the same family type near an existing city, even if the terrain isn't 100% the most optimal. One more turn on the settler in Assyria. We're looking at. Oh,
Oh, I apologize.
that's okay. I
We
just
are
looked
back
at
to
the stream.
Assyria.
We're
Yes,
back on
yes.
Assyria. We have one turn on that settler coming out, so we will catch up at least by one city with Assyria.
And we have another forum being built. Why? Why are we building forums? It's only one civic. That's it. That's all you're getting from it. And I
I
guess the
can,
plus 20 extra that you get from finishing it, but
yeah,
even then,
I can see the forum use in the capital if you're going for high development. I personally love forums. I think they're a great thing, but I wouldn't want one here in the champion spot.
yeah,
It's I'd be building a unit or a worker, um, but it can come in handy long term. Sometimes every little bit helps, but
agreed,
not what you'd usually like to see, I think.
agreed. Um, this match is making me hungry. I won't lie. The amount you saw the pause that I had when you were like, oh, I was watching the stream and you just paused. I was thinking of food. That's what I was
Well, I
thinking of.
wouldn't be surprised. I have played Ice Matrix before, and the last match that we played, we did over 3 different sessions. It was about 2 or 3 hours each session. So I would not be surprised if they end up taking a break at some point. We're already close to 3 hours for this match, and
We are
it's
three
not
hours
going to
almost.
be
Yeah, right.
yeah, and it's not going to be concluding anytime soon. So I would not be surprised if this is one that's going to go to a second session, maybe next week or the week after or whatever.
I'm hoping tomorrow. I really want to see them fight. I really want to, because we're watching this, you and I, right, as with a bird eye view, and we're like, okay, well, you guys are making shit ton of mistakes. You're not utilizing this, you're not utilizing that. It'll be great to see a fight where they're both on equal settings. You know, not neither of them are being curb stomped. They're actually duking it out on equal footings.
Well, it will be interesting. Greece now has some vision towards the center. He can see the city site. He's sending his scout out. It'll be interesting to see how he responds to the fact
Oh,
that Ice Matrix is sitting on a site. I'll be really curious.
can he force march? Okay, so I want to see if he can force march. The spearman can see and can force march, but the hoplite cannot. Interesting.
He still doesn't know if there is an active camp there or yet
Yeah,
or not. Um,
yeah.
so, but I would not be surprised, given his position. He is still stronger. He's got a strong economy, a good setup, good units nearby. I wouldn't be surprised if he pressures the middle once he notices that just a slinger's sitting on it. Because he also, with his other scout, he can see units up north trying to clear a camp that aren't really in the best position to do so. So, um, if I were Greece in that situation, I would take that as an opportunity to pressure the center.
I think I just missed a turn for Greece. I don't think so. I know I missed a turn for Greece.
That's all right. No worries. He's just building up, just developing. He did some scouting. He's just shy of being able to spot that center site. Um, he's got some raids coming up, coming down
Oh, his
to his artisans area.
um Assyria's pushing north to kill those Scythians that are doing a triple invasion. Is he gonna skip the Numidians and kill those Scythians? Because if he does that, that would be
Oh,
awesome.
he's being tribally invaded. That's not ideal. Okay, that's
Yeah,
not
he's
ideal
being
from.
tribally invaded completely. All the tribes are coming. If you look in the middle of the map where the Vandals are, they are pushing through.
Yeah, I'm
Ah,
catching that now. That's not the best development. It's a good thing that he does have access to spears. I would like to see him be building one.
oh, the Duke, the exploring Duke is also alive. His grandson is also exploring.
Yeah, he's probably that's common for not direct descendants. He does have the exploration law, so he's probably trying to maximize the potential bonuses that you can get because one of the benefits of that law, that's another thing that's not really highlighted, on the tooltip or directly, in your face about the law, is that characters who are exploring can get a couple of extra better options or events when the exploration law is active. Surprised to
Oh,
see him. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see him having a couple of guys exploring.
wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a nice little trick.
Wow, 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 wow. The more you know, this game can be so wonderful sometimes. That being said,
It's re-
the son that
it's
he had,
ridiculously good. It's a ridiculously good game.
the son did come back, who's a hero, educated, pious, and bitter. But I mean, it's a good leader. It's not bad. It's better than his tolerant, inspiring judge. So he has options. If things hit the fan, he needs a unit that kills. He can immediately switch to his hero. His second daughter is a diplomat who is steadfast and deceitful. She does have better traits than his current heir. That's a possibility for him. There is a lot that is happening in here. I don't know how he's gonna deal with this tribal invasion while he's building an apprentice acolyte, forums, another apprentice poet, another forum. He's really in love with those forums. And I'm the one who has a thing against them.
Again, it's not a thing I dislike. It's just I don't. For me, I wouldn't be. It's not. It wouldn't be in the cities of my choice. I would like to see something like a patrons. If I had run patrons here as a Syria, I could see myself adding in some extra forums to increase my base civics, to increase my specialist potential for further things like that. Um, yep. All right.
Yep.
So we're gonna have a break here.
In
It's looking
15
like we're
minutes.
gonna. Yep. We're gonna have to cut this into a couple of sessions, and that's totally fine. If you're watching this, or if you catch this later on and you're in the tournament, not every game is going to be finished in 3 hours. Not every game is going to be finished in one big marathon session. So, no problem having games take multiple sessions.
We will definitely have part 2, and I'm hoping they say tomorrow, same time.
Part two should be interesting. I definitely think we'll see some action. I would really like to have IceMatrix pressure the center.
That's good. It gives me time to actually eat food. We'll go for it. Alright, we're back to Greece. I apologize for not moving the screen. It didn't give me the timer thing. Uh, he is just upgrading. We have 28 orders on this guy. The Byreme is out. Byreme is out, guys. It happened. We did it. We're having a treasury being built in Ephesus.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if he takes that Byreme and actually explores with it to check out what IceMatrix is doing on the coast down here. And interestingly enough, um, well, I guess IceMatrix doesn't have the nets lined up, but he could prevent IceMatrix from ever even being able to improve them by keeping that military boat presence in the region and stopping workers. Yep, he's moving it out. That'll be a neat little thing to see if he guards those resources. Some things in this game are fun, even if they're not necessarily worth the orders it would take to do that. I like to try and do cheeky stuff all the time. Sometimes it comes back and
Just,
ruins my own game, but I mean, it's fun.
just blows up in your face.
Oh, yeah, all the time. A lot of my losses are from me trying to be more clever than I actually am.
We call it being tactically advantageous. And that's the... Oh, wow. Oh, God. That's an invasion to the north in Greece. Let's go back to Assyria, see what's going on. Assyria did take... we didn't see it, but the state of the religion is paganism. They finally did it.
Uh, if that was a recent development and he spent the civics on it, I would have. It would have been nice to hang on for citizen. Well, I mean, I guess he already has divine rule, so he doesn't even need citizenship. Interesting, actually, that he's grabbing citizenship right now. Although, that could be another reason why he's building forums. Come to think of it, he could be anticipating comboing all of the forum, even though it's just the one extra civic. It will still get enhanced by courthouses. It's not the biggest boost, but he could be thinking something like that.
It, yeah, yeah. I guess that would make it go from one extra civic to 1.2 civics.
Yeah,
That
not
could
major.
make a small difference. I don't see
It is.
the amount of turns you're spending to build that forum. Direct beneficiary seeing that you're being tribally invaded at the same time.
I agree. I find it interesting because in this champion city by the volcanoes, not only is he building a forum, but the two specialists that he did build were both stonecutters. So he does seem to have a desire to prioritize civic output here. Um, so for that city in total, once it gets developed, culture, um, the courthouse will be worth two civics.
Yeah, but in that scenario, why build champions in there when you can just go for clerics?
I agree. I agree. I'm just thinking about some synergies. I'm thinking about possibilities that he can open up. But I agree, it's definitely an interesting path. Um,
I love how the defense is increased, city defense is increased by the champions. But what I learned from this game is that although it's great, it doesn't have to be the front line. Taking a city is not easy. If you do
yes.
it right, you can make a city so fortified that it's just impossible to take it. So you don't
Well, when
have,
you have access to hunters, when you
yeah,
have access to hunters, it's actually, I think it's actually better to have your hunters cities on the front lines because in addition to having sentinels on your slingers and range units, you also get that extra 10% bonus for being in same family territory. So all of your sentinel units are actually a 30% boost instead of the 20. So I like
exactly,
to frontline with uh, hunters.
exactly, agreed. That's what scares me about future games for this is lack of creativity on my part. Um, you can learn how to play the game or how to try to achieve it, but that doesn't make you creative enough. You can learn the book, but how do you apply it in real life? And that's what scares me about this tournament and facing some other really creative players who might not be so kind towards me and show me, show me the ropes by actually, defeating me. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how mistakes like these that these two players are making compound into a good game or a bad game in that scenario. And I just rambled my ass off. I have no idea what I just said.
Well, one thing you're going to find, I think, is we have a handful of players who this is their first time or they have limited multiplayer experience. So
Yes.
maybe they have a lot of single player experience or whatever, but it's just a whole different ball game. So you're going to have a bunch of people who are coming into the scenario and they will be surprised by their opponents if they get matched against a strong opponent. But I think my hope is what will happen is you'll have some people who will incur some losses, and then you're going to fall into that lower bracket, and then your immediate next opponent is going to be somebody who lost their first match. So you're already going to be paired against somebody who maybe was surprised by some of the stronger players, and then as you move up in the lower bracket, or even if you move up in the higher bracket, you will eventually encounter other players who basically like what you keep facing as you move through the bracket. You'll be facing players who are more ruthless or more creative or like know the game in a way that will surprise you. But I think there will be opportunities for everybody to have some really good games, some really interesting experiences, and to learn some stuff. But ultimately, I think everyone will have fun, which is the best part.
That last part is the most important thing. You're right, and that having fun. This is why we play these games. This is why we tune into these streams and enjoy our time. Just the have fun part.
Yeah, and just the other thing is, I wouldn't worry about how well you perform because we're always going to have situations where it's like, you know, some players have been playing this game for years, or have been playing multiplayer for years. So if somebody's coming into this tournament and it's their first or second or third multiplayer game, well, of course, especially commentators who are watching, we're going to identify things that, we wouldn't do ourselves. But then we're going to be wrong about those things. There are plenty of times and plenty of moments we're going to be like, oh, well, that was a bad idea. And then it turns out it ended up being a great idea. So that's going to be fun to discover too. Assyria took the center site just in time.
He did it!
Just in time for Greece to finally have vision on the area and understand that there's presence in the center of the map. This is interesting.
We did it, Mom. We did it.
And he is going with hunters here, and I like to see that. That's pretty solid. And this is a situation, this is pretty much the difference between these two cities, right? Why I think Champions is good in the mountains is because you can't really position yourself around those mountain sites. So that extra bonus around defensing the city tile itself is actually stronger. But if you put the champion city out here in the open, well, then you run the risk of having it very easily surrounded if you get overpowered, and then the city's just going to fall super easy while the opponent tries to kill out your army anyway. But in a choke point, I actually think the champions is the right move because it's really hard to maneuver to kill units, and it's also harder to hit that city tile. "50 turns in, and that crazy, crazy 14 wisdom schemer is still alive. Looks like
That
the
guy would
Greek
never die.
Looks like the Greek leader has somehow transformed into a schemer. Must have been an event there.
Yeah, we definitely missed an event. I thought it was. Oh, yeah, it was a tactician. When did that happen? We can find out through the.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
We can find out through the timer here, real quick.
Well, I know that ruler was definitely a tactician at one
Yeah.
point, so it swapped to a schemer, and they're probably happy about that.
Yes. We're not. I'm not gonna try to search the whole thing. Clearing up the north side from the barbarian invasion. He's pushing north with his spearmen towards the Numidians to clear them out. Now that he knows that the middle is gone.
Yep, he can't spot that city, the borders of that city now. He has a 13-year-old righteous philosophy student who is adopted, so I'm guessing that either came from an event or it's entirely possible he adopted it with the schemer ability to adopt children.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right. And eventually he did get a daughter who's aged 1.
Greece has a really good economy here: 92 iron, 129 stone, 54 food per turn, compared to Assyria. We're going to look at
I'll look at
49
right
food per
now.
turn, 55 iron, and 74 stone. And neither of them really have wood income yet. So
I
that's
would
pretty
be
good for.
making so many wonders right now, knowing fully well that, hey, you're not doing well. The fact that there's only one pyramid out is vanity. Right, we're still clearing up north.
I definitely think the location of the pyramids are interesting. I would have tossed that in the artisan seat just to get that -2 turns off of the build time. That does apply to wonders in the artisan seat. It's a very, very great ability.
Interesting. I did not know that. Now I do.
Yeah, artisan seats
Question.
make fantastic cities.
If we look at the Assyria, why are there Numidians where the Vandals camp are?
Oh, it looks like, so this is an interesting development. Now the Numidians, you
Are,
might have already called this out, but I don't think I noticed it. The Numidians are also at a tribal invasion, but towards Greece.
I did not call that one out. I did not notice it. I saw the tribal invasion from our awesome Scythians, but wow.
Yep. Yep. So both players are facing an invasion from the opposite tribes. Honestly, the tribal invasion hitting Greece is helpful for Assyria because now they have free to clear that free Numidian camp if they want it, but they still have a bunch of Scythians in the area.
Alcaraz, we're not doing ultra wide. If we meet Alcaraz, we're not doing ultra wide. I've done ultra wide. I hate it with a passion. And
Ultra wide can be all right. It just depends on the map.
mhm. And
But
tiny.
my preference is certainly wide myself. Yes. Actually, I don't even mind square half the time. It depends on the size.
At the moment, my favorite is continent square. Just and dual. Okay, small amount of city sites. Forced fights by turn. I would say 30, give or take. Keeps the game short and simple. Early advantage really matter. All decisions. Yes, but it makes every single decision that you make so impactful. But you have to make the right move. Otherwise, here you go. Like, there's no room for error. Um, if done right, you could reach 70, 80 turns. If both if both players are on equal footing.
Yeah, and I think that's what it comes down to. It's very risky, not risky, because like what you said, every decision matters, right? So it's very easy for momentum to swing in one direction, which basically means if you mess up, you'll just lose. But I have had um, very tight spaces, like the median dual map that we've streamed on the official Mohawk stream a couple of times. Fluffy Bunny and I have played a match on that lasted to like 80 or 90 turns, and we fought for most of it. But I had a long-term play. There was 7 laws that came in. I got my unique units, and he got onagers, I think. Or no, he had just ungodly amount of archers. So it's possible to hold each other off, but yeah, definitely it's very heavily military oriented throughout the entire game, but some people prefer that, and that's all right. That's one of the great things about the tournament is that players will be able to decide what maps they want. So
I know we're not talking much about the game at the moment, but there is really nothing much to talk about. Both players are trying to hold off tribal invasions popping up from God knows where. The
they,
Scythians are moving from across the map to Assyria. The Numidians are moving across the map to Greece. It's
yes, they
very
should be breaking soon. IceMatrix does have to have an engagement, I think, that he has to quit to go deal with. So any minute now, next 5 or 10 minutes, I imagine he'll chat that he has to save. So with that in mind, I think I'll do just a quick stat rundown of what I can see on my end. This might not match the stream itself, but we're looking at for science. IceMatrix is still at 65. He's jumped up a little bit more. About 20 of that's going to come from his ruler. And Grease Cliff is at 53. So he's kind of come back to the normal, 50 science peak area. Orders, we're looking at about 30 for Greece and about 25-ish. This is plus or minus worker turns on either side for each player. Military score is a huge difference. We have 593 for Greece versus 330. So I think right now it's just stronger for Greece, but I would suspect if he keeps building a few more units, he could enter the much stronger territory at any moment now. For legitimacy, we have 117 legitimacy on Assyria for compared to Greece's 109. And let's look at. In fact, I'll look at military units built. Where are we? Produced. We have.
Where exactly is that?
Let's take a look.
Oh, here we go. Go ahead.
Yeah, excuse me. 10 military units created for Greece. That's 4 warriors, 3 spears, 2 chariots, and a bireme versus 5 for Assyria, 1 warrior, 3 axes, and a slinger. So there's an advantage here for Greece. Both on 3 laws. No one's at 4 yet. Getting close, though. Let's see, technologies. Both have 14 technologies, so their science is still pretty even. Slight edge to Assyria because of the schemer, but they're pretty well evenly paced. We have improvement 70 for Greece, 49 for Assyria. So Cliff has been keeping that development momentum above Greece, and obviously the one wonder is coming down the pipeline for our friend Cliff as well.
Specialist wise, 10 for Assyria, none for Greece. The workers are 10 for Greece, 10 for Assyria. Yeah, I agree with the chat. Greece at the moment is just having a lot more fun.
Yeah, definitely smaller military sizes for this turn. Certainly taking an advantage of the fact that it's a more distance between each player and those mountains. Both entry points to either side of the map is a choke point, and so that's going to probably deter early aggression because you could really get clogged up in those on your way into the opponent. And it does look like we're going to be breaking here. Yeah. And this is one of those things I was saying in chat. It's things like distance and it's things like access that can determine the pace of a game. If this territory was wide open, flat land, who knows? Maybe somebody grabs chariots early, or goes for an archer rush and just comes straight across the way. But because we have these mountains, we have these hills, we have choke points, and they're further apart. I think both players are sitting there thinking, I have time to develop a strong baseline, a strong economy. I don't need to worry about what my opponent's doing. And now, in some games, you might have an opponent that will assume that that's what you're going to do, and they'll try to capitalize and punish it. But that's when it gets very risky, because if you're that type of player and you're going to go in for that rush and go in for that early abuse, and your attack fails, well, then now you're behind an opponent that has spent the last 40 or 50 turns developing their nation, and you're just going to have to crawl back on momentum. So it's a very risky proposition as to what to do when you have distance and you have a lack of easy access to your opponent.
The Bireme is actually moving forward in the water.
I love it. Love it.
And he can see it. He can see this. He just spotted the Bireme.
Yeah, no, it's so wonderful.
We're building a hamlet in the cleric's town, in the cleric's seat. We have elite Hascral in the capital of Assyria.
That must have come from an event. That's very cool.
That is awesome.
6 strength unit for Assyria. That's awesome. Let's check at that power scale, see if that affected it at all.
Let's see. Show records, military score. Oh, well, it's going to be next turn. It's going to be next turn, not this turn.
Oh, it will be next turn, yes. Okay.
Chariot is being
That's a nice little treat.
I'm sorry?
No, that I was just saying that's a nice little treat. A free 6 strength unit. Pretty good. The Huskarls were good. I think they're the one that have they have a promotion on them.
A courthouse being built in Erbil. I'm noticing that there's no actual adjacency bonuses happening for these cities. Like, he's not focusing on making sure that the urban tiles are having good adjacencies.
He's doing a little bit with he's certainly not going for that optimal positioning that people like to do with the barracks, but he definitely has his barracks next to his stronghold, which is enough. Like, it's nice to stockpile them, but I personally myself don't get too bent out of shape of over the absolute perfect maximization of each and every adjacency, because sometimes it's just better to get the thing built, to get the thing on the map and get it out there. So maybe that's probably what he was thinking when he built those initially. All right. Our game is coming to a close. It looks like our opponents are very excited to come back for another part. So we will resuming in a second part, and they'll schedule that amongst themselves, and we'll find out. Nizar, it's been a pleasure hosting with you. Hopefully we'll be able to get part 2 together, or a different host may have to take over due to scheduling. But I appreciate you having me here. I appreciate you taking the time to stream.
Yes, thank you very much for joining me. This would not have been fun if I did it on my own. It would be fun, but it wouldn't be as much fun to hear different commentator having different perspectives and providing their own intelligence when it comes to these, especially since you have more experience than me when it comes to this. So thank you back for all that you bring.
It's a pleasure. I've been thrilled by your energy, thrilled that you're around, always ready to stream, always ready to get involved. This is the exact type of stuff that we're hoping to see from the tournament. So everybody who's been setting this up, huge shout out and props to Alcaris for getting this started. We're all really, really pleased with the amount of interest and energy around this. So yeah, no, it's a great time. So if you're still watching, or if you're watching this at a later time, on YouTube or whatever, please stay tuned in, and there's going to be a lot more content to come over the coming weeks and months.
and this will be uploaded to YouTube. Okay, so we will make sure that this VOD is downloaded. We're gonna, I believe, make a list or like a playlist of all the matches of the tournament eventually. There is a lot that will happen to make sure that this is as well documented as possible from everyone. We will pause here. I hope that both opponents will not watch these VODs. I hope. And
Yeah, it goes without saying we've announced that, but it goes without saying not to check out each other's streams. And I get a good sense from the players in the community and the tournament that no one has a real interest in doing that. Um, we've had games in the past where we've had to upload several parts to YouTube, and I don't think we've ever had an issue with it before, so it should be fine.
lost connection to
Anyway,
server. We just got kicked out of the server.